Alright, so today we're doing a mid-fade. Let's see what we can do. So I'm gonna run this haircut by everybody that's watching this video right now. So we're doing a mid-fade, mid-skin fade. So as we all know, step number one, you wanna start with your guideline. You wanna set up your guideline nice and clean. The cleanest you can, as neat as you can keep it. That's what you want to do. The more neater you keep the haircut, the easier it's going to be for you to understand where your place is in the haircut, right? That's pretty much it. Alright, so for step number two, take yourself a good shaver. Grab yourself a shaver. This is what I like to use, the shaver. These are good. These are, the foil on these tends to be really good. Check it out. So what I like to do, I like to start shaving. And by the way, barber protocol, never let go of this brush. Keep that brush in your hand. That's an unspoken rule right there. You keep this in your hands at all times. Alright, something that I want to talk to you guys about. Notice how, I don't know if you guys can see this, I didn't shave all the way up to the line. I left this much. You see that much space between this foil shaver and the trimmer line. So you could actually see a little bit of a line right there.
Want me to get closer?
Oh, it's all right. So I left that little line right there, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend that out. That way, between whatever the blend between the high part of the hair and the low part of the hair, that actually blends out. Because one of the biggest issues that people have with haircuts is blending out that part of the skin line. So you wanna be able to the haircut has to look like it's seemingly going into the top. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. I'm gonna go back to that trimmer, and I'm actually, instead of going like this, I'm gonna actually flip the machine over and go over that little space that I left in between the trimmer and the shaver. See, it went down a little bit, starts blending out. You can hear that it's actually cutting something, you know. All right, so you always want to keep a different foil shaver. Here's another shaver. That's the Braun 9 series. And for some reason or another, this Braun doesn't necessarily get as close. It doesn't get as skin tight as the last shaver that I did. But what I want to do is lightly, gently, just really gently go over it. If you try these machines out for yourself, you'll notice that they don't go as tight as the Andis barber shavers. So it's good to have another pair of shavers that are a little bit dull, you know? They're a little bit duller. They won't cut all the way down to the skin right away, so that you can go over that little line and boom. So now, this has blended out. The little pencil mark that I left all the way around, that pretty much blended out. So it's a perfect combination as of right now. All right. So let's grab a pair of clippers, shall we? So this is what I got. So I got a Wahl Senior 100th anniversary. I don't know if it really matters. They're all pretty much the same. They're all going to cut the same way. So let's start by going up an inch. We're going to bring the open. We're going to bring it up half an inch, like up to right there. So let's do that. I don't know, half an inch or an inch? It looks like an inch. Yeah, it looks like about an inch. So my goal pretty much with this haircut, the most difficult part of this haircut is pretty much anywhere close to the skin line. That's what I'm pretty much trying to accomplish. I'm trying to pretty much bring the skin part up. I'm trying to bring it up to where I can actually blend it in with the guards. Because as of right now, think about getting so close to the skin and having to blend it out. It's difficult, you know? So, but if you get the bottom part done, this bottom part is the most crucial part of the haircut, believe it or not. This is what the fade is. That's where the fade falls, right here. That's where the fade happens, the combination. So if that combination isn't on point, the haircut isn't gonna look good, Papa. It's just the way it is, this life. Gotta have a good foundation first. All right, so now for the next step, I'm gonna bring the lever halfway down. We're gonna go over this, blending it out. I don't necessarily wanna leave any more lines. You just wanna be able to.
Getting this hole.
Oh yeah? So, I'm gonna try to blend this out. That's the next step down. Don't go all the way up until the half line. Because if you go all the way up to the half line, you're pretty much bringing this part down. I think the goal is to get this looking seamless. This should look like I just took a trimmer and just made that line. But the thing is, it's faded out so well that it just looks like I could have just taken a machine and done that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even though I went through all this to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That should be the goal. Take your sweet time. All right, I'm bringing it from halfway. I'm bringing it down a little bit lower, and we're gonna go over that line. Doesn't have to necessarily be right on the line. Remember, you gotta try to overlap these steps. Everything neat, everything organized, like I said before. You have to go into every haircut with a game plan. If you don't have a game plan, you just don't know what you're doing. You don't have it together, you know what I'm saying? It's like a method, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to have their own method. This is my method. I'm not saying that there aren't a million other ways for you to get this accomplished, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I like to take my time and do it slower because it's like therapy to me, you know? It's like a craft. So that's another thing. Check that out. Check what I just did there. I know exactly where I'm at in this haircut. If I see that there's a little dark spot somewhere or anything, I could bring up the lever and go over it. You know exactly where every step is along the line. You know where every single step falls in the haircut. So you never get lost, you remember. And if there's any problem, you can go right back to it and go right over it. Alright, so here's the icing on the cake for me. You ready? So, it's pretty much blended out. It looks blended out, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks blended out. But right here in between the bottom, I can still see somewhat of a little tiny line. So what I'm gonna do is take my trimmers, go over that baby, blend it out completely. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna say I'm the best barber in the world. I might be the best barber in the world, but I'm not gonna say that. So yeah, take your time, take it slow. As they say, the devil's in the details. Make sure everything you do is super hyper detailed. You won't have a problem. We're at the top. We just finished a half fade right here. So now what I want to do is figure out how I'm gonna go on about this. My client has a number 6 on top, which we're gonna do now. Let's go over it with a number 6. This is a number 6. I don't know if you can see that very well. Number 6 right there. We're gonna go over the top of the number 6. You start on one side. Go over it a few times. Start overlapping and go all the way through it to the other side. Sure it's nice and even. Nice and even. Gotta use all your senses. Make sure you can hear this machine cutting. If you still hear it cutting, that means you gotta go over it a few times. All right, we have a number 6. Mathematically speaking, we got a number 6 here. I want to see how I'm gonna combine a half, which is a 0.5. This is a 0.5 right here. I want to know how I'm gonna combine that to the 6. So what I like to do is I'll take another inch and do a number 2. I'll do a number 2 another inch higher. If you want to see what it's gonna look like, just go over a little corner. And you can sort of see what the number 2 looks like. It just got a little lighter there. So that's fine. I like that. So, okay, let's do an inch on the number 2. So my goal is pretty much gonna be to fade in the half to the number 2. Number 2 seems to be one of the easier numbers to fade into for some reason. So I'm gonna act like the whole top is a number 2, but it's not, it's a number 6. But right now, as of 2 fingers length right here, that's a number 2. Which will make it a lot easier for me to figure out how I'm gonna blend or fade or combine the half into that number 2. Yo, think about how big that file is gonna be for that video.
Like how long?
How big the file is gonna be.
Wait, you gonna edit it and all that?
Oh my god, it's gonna take forever. Alright, we finished the number 2. Now, I like to work from top to bottom. So we got a number 2 here. Clean up your workspace. We got a number 2 here. Now, Wall makes these, Wall makes these 1.5 clips. So what you want to do is take the 1.5 clip open, which is pretty much a number 2, you know? The 1.5 clip opens the number 2, so I pop that open, and I just I overlap it. When I overlap numbers, I usually overlap numbers that are pretty much the same number. So just because I'm really careful with the way I fade, I want to make sure that the person's getting exactly the haircut they want. I never want to mess too much and just jump down a little too quickly. You know, you could probably go with a 1.5 or, you know what I mean? You could jump down, but I'm keeping it safe. It's better to just keep it safe, you know? Keep it safe, keep it clean, keep it fun. This just goes to show you the amount of work I put into the haircuts I do on my clients. A lot of my clients have been getting haircuts for a long time. I put in a lot of work, I put in a lot of effort into these haircuts. I want them to definitely get the best value they can out of their money when it comes to getting the haircuts with me. Alright. That's a 1.5 open, which is pretty much, I just overlapped it with a 2, but it's a little bit lower, nothing crazy. This is almost the same number. Now I bring it to the 1.5 close. See right there? You hear that? You can hear it cutting a little bit. See Brian maybe hit me up for a haircut.
Yeah, actually, when I was getting, I got a cut with Gabe twice, and he was there at the barbershop.
What's Gabe up to? Is he behaving over there? They blasting music still?
No. So Wani came back.
He's back, kid. He's back. Surprising. Alrighty then. Grab yourself a number 1 open. Gotta go over this. Keeping it under the number 2 right here. If you're gonna cut hair like this, there's no fear. There's nothing you should be fearing right now. Don't jump the gun, be patient. Everything comes together at the end. Okie dokie. Let's go over this just in case. Alright. Let's go all the way. Wait. Let's pause here. So we're at a number 1. I can go all the way down to a 1. Or play it safe and go down halfway and then hit the number 1. Let's do it halfway. We're being safe here. We're trying to do the best haircut possible here. You guys know what I mean? We're trying to put quality into the work we're doing. So we're just gonna go down a little tiny step, half step right there on the lever. We're gonna go over this. Let's play it safe. I'm not feeling very risky today. You know what I'm saying? Feeling good. Look, it's blending out beautifully. I like that. Let's see if I can turn him this way so you guys can see him on the other camera. It's blending out quite nice. I like this. I like where this is going, so. I wouldn't call this a 1.5. I'd call it a 1.25. Is it a 1.25? Yeah, 1.25 right there. Boom. All right, all the way down to 1. We're getting closer to the half, or to the machine open, or whatever you want to call it. The machine in the open position. This is the one in the closed position. All right. See? Now we're going to take the 0.5, the half clip, And we're gonna run it through in the open position. Yep, in the open position. Run it over that number 1 that you just did. All right, so we're close. Let's see what this is looking like. It's looking pretty good. We're gonna bring it down a little bit, halfway. We're gonna go over that halfway. See what this is looking like. All right, so let's examine this haircut. So as of right now, you guys can see there's still a little darkness there, see? But I know exactly what number that is. That's definitely like a number 1 or a half. I can definitely go over that with whatever number I need to go over with. You guys know what I'm saying? So I'm not lost. I know exactly where I've been, what I've done with this haircut. And that's what matters, because you can definitely go back and retrace your steps and see what else you gotta do. See, look how beautiful that's turning out. Great. It's a great fade right there. At this point, with the half closed, everything comes together, everything overlaps. I'm just gonna nitpick myself and go over this part right here. It's just a little bit darker. You can nitpick yourself all you want. Remember, you don't have to be better than any barber. You don't have to be better than anybody else as a barber. Be better than yourself. Always try to be a better barber yourself. Here we go. All right. So, let's see what that's looking like. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. If I do say so myself. Just go over this with a 1. Just in case. Everything comes together at the end. So here, we have a number 6, and we have a number 2. Now, what I'm gonna do next, number 2, 2.5, very close numbers. I'm gonna take the 2.5 and I'm gonna run it up and away from the person's head like this. So give me that combination there. See what I'm doing there? Up and away, like that. I'm gonna change the angle for you guys from this position. Let me see. I'm gonna change the angle for you guys to this camera, because what I'm doing is up and out, up and out. You can see it from the other camera angle here. Up and out. You don't want to run it straight into the top like this. Don't go in there. Go up and out. Take that number 2 if you have to. Overlap the number 2 with the 2.5. You have to. All right, so we're at the top. As we can see, so you guys can see right here. You guys can see that there's still a number 2 dark spot there. You see that the number 2 gives you a dark spot? Grab your number 1.5 open and go over that. Remember, the 1.5 open might as well be a number 2, just a tad bit lighter. All right, we're close to the end here. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna take your handy dandy scissors and comb. Handy dandy scissors and comb. And you're gonna, you see how there's a difference right here from the top to the bottom. Remember, 2.5 and 6. What I like to do is take my scissors and comb and just hit that corner. You're gonna combine it, because when I stick my comb in, see, there's a combination right there. I'm combining that 2.5 with that 6. Here we go with this side. All right, let me see what it's looking like. It's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna touch up some parts, some areas here. All right, we're there. Into the home stretch. All right, so what's gonna bring all this whole haircut together? A fresh shape up, fresh lineup, if you want to call it that. That's what's gonna bring this whole haircut together. So let's do that fresh lineup. I'm gonna change a little bit of the camera angle here. Let's bring this over here. Let's bring it right there. There we go. Gotta bring it all together. Bring it all together. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? Let's bring it this way. I'm gonna change the angle. Change the camera angle to this right here. So now bring your head down a little bit. Right there. So check this out. This is gonna be the icing on the cake. I usually like to start in the middle. You don't want to take the hair higher than what the root of the hair, overlapping hair is. You see how this hair is just overlapping here? You don't want to go lower than the root of that hair, like the base of that hair. So make sure not to go too far. Nobody likes it pushed back. See what we're doing here. All right. Make sure you guys can see everything I do. Check that out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful right now. Gonna work on the other side. It's little things you guys gotta master. The art of the shape of. Yo, whoever's made it this far in the video, I want to thank you guys because you guys have patience. You guys really trying to learn this stuff, huh? That's good. That's good. I give you guys props. Gotta give them props, you know. It takes a lot of attention to learn this stuff. See how you're looking. Check it in the mirror. It's getting there. It's getting there. Let's bring this back to the side view. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful haircut. Beautiful blend. Beautiful fade. Alright. Let me kill it off with the last part. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the half, which means the clip open. Go over this part of the sideburn. Bring it down a little bit. Go over that line again. Bring it down a little bit. Go over the line again. Bring it down a little. And there you go. Blend it out. So I just blended out that part of the beard. Of course, you're going to be lining up the back of the beard nicely, you know. Grab yourself the one. Open. Closed. It's nice and blended. And that's pretty much it, guys. Anything else I do here is gonna be with Blade. Looks beautiful, the blend looks amazing. Check this out. Let me bring this back so you guys can see the whole thing. Look at that. Beautiful medium skin fade. If you guys have any more suggestions for videos, put them on the comment section. For more videos like this, just request it on my YouTube. Leave me a comment, subscribe, like, you know, do your thing. Until next time, everybody, take care.